My name is Hunter Estes. I'm the owner of That One Painter, East Texas. A little bit about me. I have a wife and 3 beautiful kids. I have a new puppy. He is my local project manager. I already think our town is beautiful, and I'm very excited to jump in and make it more beautiful. My family and I love being a part of the community and love meeting new people, and we're so excited for That One Painter to allow us to do that more often. So we offer 18 paint repair related services, and we also back all those services with a 3-year warranty. Our 3-year warranty pretty much guarantees that you're stuck with me for the next 3 years. If anything goes wrong with your paint job, your drywall repair, or anything of that nature, we'll be there to fix it. My most favorite part of That One Painter is the Paint It Forward program. It's where we paint a house for a family in need once a year. Contact us now for a free estimate. We look forward to being your best house guest ever.
What is up, legacy leaders and family leaders? Welcome to the greatest Facebook group. If this is your first time on one of these live streams, man, the greatest Facebook group in the entire metaverse. I am really excited about today. It is a great week, and not just because the NFL schedule finally came out, and Kirk Cousins has to come back to Minnesota to play our Vikings again, and so. Man, but it's just a good week in general, especially with this interview we got coming up today with my man Hunter. I am so excited to kind of unpack his story and share with you a little bit about him and how the franchise is a part of and the ones that he owns and how he has found such radical success so quickly as well. It's just going to be incredible today. You really are in for a treat. Before we get there, next week's going to be different. You know, every single week we do a live stream where we look at a different brand or we talk about a story of a successful franchisee. Next week's going to be a little different. I am actually going to be at a conference next week in Orlando, Florida. We're staying at a Ritz-Carlton. Never done that before in my life, but I am so excited. And I'm going to be spending all week with hundreds of different people in franchising, a number of different CEOs and franchise developers of a ton of different brands. I'm also going to be hanging out with other franchise consultants and brokers, and I'm just going to be surrounded in this world of just like some of the top franchising experts in the industry. So I'm going to be doing all next week. So I'm going to be coming live at different random times, popping in here throughout the week. I may let you know ahead of time, hey, look out for this live when I go live with this person, whatever. But I'm going to be just coming in live with things that I find that I think will be for you as a elite entrepreneur, for you as a potential franchisee, as a businessman or woman. I'm going to be coming in with things that I think are highly valuable that you can't find anywhere else. That's my whole goal, is just to provide you a whole bunch of just free value and content for you to help you make the most educative, the best decision you can possibly make with your future. Because that's our whole thing here at FranOps, that this is your future. It's your family. It's our expertise. And so we want to help you franchise your future because we really do believe that helps kind of unlock, so many things, so many different opportunities for your life moving forward too. And so that's what the next week's going to look like. After that, we'll be back on, and we have a great lineup coming up over the next few weeks this summer with a number of different clients I've worked with, some other franchisees who have found some radical success in franchising. It's just going to be a really good summer moving forward. But that's not what we're here for today. Today, we're here to hear the story of this man, Hunter Estes, who has just found some pretty crazy success. And he's only been in franchise as a franchisee for I think 3 years. In the last 2 years, back to back, has generated over $3 million each year. That's 2 out of his 3 years that he's been in ownership. That is crazy. Right now, I don't want you to hear that and think, man, I have to hop on this franchise. Like, yes, it is a great brand. They are represented by a great corporate structure, and we'll talk about that as well. Who kind of developed them and why it's such a good opportunity. But I think the thing that you'll see that really is the difference maker is the fit for Hunter and why this was such a good opportunity for him and why that matters so much when making this kind of a decision. And then we're going to talk about how it's kind of radically transformed and changed his family and his life. And so, man, I am so pumped to get into this today. And so before we do, I thought, man, let's just start by sharing a little bit about That One Painter, so you kind of have a feel, an idea, a look of what that looks like. And then we'll bring Hunter straight in. Let's get started.
Hey guys, I'm super excited to introduce you to That One Painter. Their expertise goes way beyond just painting. They understand that your home is your sanctuary and every detail matters. From the initial consultation to selecting colors and even pressure washing the driveway, they took care of every step along the way. They have over 18 paint and repair services and truly know how to bring your vision to life. It's like we have a brand new home. The curb appeal is through the roof and we couldn't be happier. We gave our home a major exterior facelift. If you're looking to give your home a makeover, call That One Painter. Trust me, it will exceed all of your expectations.
Hunter, welcome to Franchise Opportunities, man. I'm so excited you're able to join us today.
Dude, thanks for having me. I'm pumped up. Excited to be here.
Yeah, good. Yeah, this is good, man. This is what we love to do, is kind of hear stories of success that can kind of both encourage us on our own journeys of franchise ownership, but also just just educate us. How might we get into this if whether it might be we're stuck in some kind of career that we ultimately hate, or we just feel like we don't know how to break through to that next level of how we want to provide for our families, whether that's through homes or cars or vacations, whatever it might be, but really just to be the leader of our family and to build something for them, to leave a legacy. So I'm excited to dive into your story, and so let's just do that. Let's just start there. Like, can you just tell us, just give us a little background on who Hunter is? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. I grew up the baby brother of the family. I was the youngest. I was a little spoiled rotten by mom and dad. But then I met a girl at college. I left home, went to college. Like every good story starts, I met a good looking girl, and we ended up getting married in college. We were both actual school teachers, and we had 3 kiddos, and now we're maxed out at 3. I'm done with 3. She wants a 4th, but I'm feeling like we're probably done, and we'll probably meet in the middle and have a 4th is what it sounds like we're going to do. But
you'll compromise and you'll have a 4th. That's how that goes.
Exactly. And so we have a pretty sweet puppy. I got him locked up in his kennel or LCP, trying to jump in my lap right now, and my kiddos are all at school. But yeah, I mean, that's what I am. It's what I do. I love sports. I love playing sports. Newly into pickleball, trying to figure out the sport.
Who isn't? My goodness.
Yeah, no kidding. And so love the Dallas Cowboys. A little bit obsessed.
Okay, America's team. All right.
Yeah, I was born in '93, and so I feel like I was the curse. Like they haven't been successful since I was born. So it's a tough life I live over here being a Cowboys fan, but
you're the one to blame, I guess, huh? There you go.
Exactly. And so diehard Cowboys, big Astros guy. If I'm not working, I'm probably either playing with kids or watching sports. And so that's
Lee, man. You're a fan of 2 of my least favorite teams, but that's okay. That's all right.
Yeah,
go.
It's pretty typical. No one likes the Astros. We're cheaters. So
yeah, right. Exactly. But you're a franchise owner with That One Painter, and I think there's more involved there too. But we'll get into that. Yeah. But what did you do before that? What did you do before franchising?
Yeah, so before franchising, my degree is actually in special education. I graduated from a school in Nacogdoches, Texas, called Stephen F. Austin. I went and I taught special ed for about 2 years. And I also was a basketball coach. And so my hometown where I grew up and played ball at, they called me to be the head basketball coach. And so we bounced that way. And we lived there for a couple of years. And then Hurricane Harvey put 4 foot of water in our house. And so we decided, those idiots that you saw on the TV and you're like, why didn't they just evacuate? Why are they getting rescued in a boat? That was us.
We
didn't leave. I had a 1-year-old and a 3-legged dog. And a wife from East Texas who is not used to flooding, and so we were getting rescued in a boat in the middle of the night. It was tragic, but that's really what kind of got me into.
You legit got rescued from a boat in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, crazy. I think my wife still needs to go to therapy for it. Like anytime it rains, she's like, "Is it going to flood?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. we live in Tyler now, so probably."
Yeah, you're probably a cruise vacations are out of the picture for you, huh?
Yeah, no cruises. Yeah, I ruined that for us. But
that's crazy.
I actually started looking at what a general contractor costed versus what it would be to contract everything out myself, and it kind of made me fall in love with contract work. So I GC'd everything myself, and then the last bit of paint on the wall. My wife had it listed with a realtor. It sold the next day, and we bounced back up to East Texas, where I was in Nacogdoches for a little bit longer. Coached at the same school I coached at before. And then my boss was like, Hunter, have you ever thought about getting into sales? And I was like, I mean, yeah, naturally. Like I can talk to people I like, you know. And he said, well, I think you need to look into it. So I actually started working for another franchise gutter system. The brothers that just do gutters. Worked for them as a salesman for a while, and then kind of dove into T1P, and you know the rest has kind of been history with that. And we'll get more into that about how I got involved with T1P in a little bit probably, but yeah, that's kind of the. Oh, and I forgot to mention during COVID I was a teacher, and so we didn't do anything. Teachers pretty much had off during COVID, at least my district, and so I bought a lawnmower and started mowing yards. And so that's kind of how I learned to market myself too, was just I literally just dove into Facebook, like all those groups, and be like, hey, I can mow your yard. Went and mowed them. And my brother, I hope he doesn't watch this, 'cause I'm going to talk bad about him here, but he was my business partner. He was supposed to help me mow the yards. And like every day it was like, well, I can't come today. And I'm out there just dripping sweat in East Texas. And he's laid up watching cartoons or something, I'm sure. But he
must be a younger brother, huh?
No, he's the oldest. That turd. I'm the baby. Yeah, I'm the baby.
That's hilarious. My goodness. Yeah. I love that. I mean, it obviously shows, each part of your story obviously shows that kind of entrepreneurial spirit that it really takes to find success in franchising. But I think another key part of that is just how well does that franchise fit who you are, the opportunity in your community, the opportunity in this time of life, all these things that matter. So why that one painter? You know, is this the one that you decided to get into next?
Yeah. So basically I came on as a salesman or an estimator for that one painter for a different franchise owner.
Just as a regular employee.
Just a regular employee. We were referral partners. I gave him a ton of leads. He gave me a ton of leads, and I was selling gutter. And then he was like, hey, you want to come work for me? And put an offer on the table. And I said, yeah, sure. Let's go for it. And so I just jumped in, and then kind of rose through the ranks from estimator to location manager to general manager. And then he kind of stepped out of it, and he wanted to be done. And so I just purchased it from him and moved forward with it. And that was my first purchase. And now I own 3 That One painters and 1 Garage Up, which we'll talk about Garage Up later. But so yeah, now I have 3 of them.
Wow. And just continuing to scale and grow and kind of build that empire or portfolio. So that's incredible. Yeah. We'll talk a little bit about That One Painter and Garage Up and all that kind of stuff. And I think, isn't it Resibrands? Aren't they the ones that are kind of over developing those as well?
Yep. Yeah. Resi, is the holding company, I think is what they say. I forget how they break it down there, but yeah, Resi is the holding company. There's a couple brands underneath there. That One Painter, Garage Up, and Pinks, and they're going to add some more before the year's end. And so we're all really excited to be a part of Resi. We're just kind of waiting on what the next brand is. See if I want to buy it or not.
Yeah, right. That's so good. Yeah, and now that you're kind of in on the ground level on these brands, and you're just experiencing the growth yourself, it's a no-brainer to just keep going with it, right? So,
absolutely,
that's so great. Yeah. Tell us about the when you first became that franchise owner, when you bought it from your boss. What are some of the things that were going through your mind? Did you experience any kind of fear or angst in that decision-making process? Or was it just like, nah, this is too easy, this is the right thing to do? What kind of was that experience like for you?
Yeah, so I'm pretty much a jump now, figure out how to build the airplane on the way down kind of guy.
All right.
But whenever you're the main breadwinner for 3 kids and a wife, like you gotta really think about those decisions before just jumping. And so I really kind of poured into, and I already knew kind of the numbers, right? I was running the general manager spot. I was looking at P&Ls. I was doing all of the things that you're supposed to do before you buy a business. And so it was a pretty quick decision for me because I saw the revenue and I knew what I was capable of doing because I was already doing it. And so like, I can't, honestly, Jared, I just jumped and like my wife wasn't like completely on board. But a matter of fact, I actually told my old boss that I was buying the company before my wife even like cleared it. Like I took the job as an estimator with that one painter before my wife even said. She was like, give me a couple of days to think about it. And I had already told Chad yes. I was like, yeah, I'm in. And then I had like my resignation letter typed up, and I was just waiting on her to get on
No
board.
way.
That
Now,
happened.
do you recommend to those watching this to do that?
Nope.
Yeah, I would assume not.
What's that? Ask for forgive. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
Ask for forgiveness, not permission. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. Men and women, both of you, consult your spouse. This is a significant decision that will radically reshape your futures and your family's lives. Consult one another. This needs to be a team decision. Worked out for Hunter so far.
Well, she legitimately, and this goes back to whenever I was a basketball coach, my biggest fan. Yeah. And so if I feel like pretty passionate about something, she's going to get on board. Like she does have a lot of faith in me. And so I knew that going into it. And so I knew that she would get on board, but I'm a little bit quicker at making decisions than she is. I don't know if y'all know anything about the Enneagrams, but she's a 6, I'm a 7. And so we differ in that a little bit, but yeah, I agree with Jared. You should definitely consult your spouse before jumping in.
Yeah, and even then, like after you consult, like that support is so crucial. In this kind of decision to be on the same page, even if the spouse is not involved in the business, like they're gonna be involved because it's your thing, and so that support needs to be in place at home in order to find success outside the home for sure. But yeah, that's so good. What has been the experience? What's the experience been like since you've become a franchisee? Now that you're no longer just an employee, what has the experience been like for you becoming a franchisee with that one painter? What has it been like to work with, that one painter supporting staff, or maybe it's the Resibrand staff, or whatever that might be like?
Yeah. So the first thing I always say whenever someone asks me this is, because a lot of like CEOs and franchisors, they get blamed of being just salespeople, right? There's this natural tension between franchisor and franchisee. It's just kind of there.
Right.
So the first thing I always say is that who you see or what you see out of Stephen and Alan in the sales process is who they are 100%. They're not giving you something fake to sell you a franchise. Those two dudes, they're incredible humans, and they are great leaders. Matter of fact, they just took my business partner and I on a retreat to Bend, Oregon, and we hung out there. They really kind of spoke vision into our business and really helped us like go to the next level. And so like we came back pumped up and ready to kill it again. And so they're incredible people, and I couldn't be more thankful for who Stephen and Alan are and like how honest they are in things.
Yeah, that's so good. So tell us, if you could, a little bit about that one painter, the business that you own too itself. Like you own 3 now.
Yep.
How's it doing?
Yeah, we're doing well, man. We're at the top of the leaderboard. Most revenue, if you take away Austin, right? That's headquarters. They've been in business for 12 years. Those guys are crushing it. They're fantastic.
Yeah.
But other than them, it's my business partner and I. We own That One Painter East Texas. That One Painter Shreveport, Louisiana, which is a testament in itself for That One Painter, because there's no such thing as a bad territory. We have one. Shreveport's got some of the worst demographics for franchising.
Really?
Yeah, it's terrible. I don't hope no one's from Shreveport's on here talking, but it just goes to show you that there's no bad territories for. I'm telling you, if you've ever been to Louisiana, it's already kind of rough. And like my mom's from Louisiana, so I feel like I can say that. I grew up right on the border, and so like we did $1 million in Shreveport last year. Like and that really was my business partner more than me. He kind of headed up Shreveport. And
is there competition there though?
Oh yeah.
Or are you the only? Okay.
No, there's definite competition. There's a CertaPro there. Here in East Texas, we have a Fresh Coat. There's other painting franchises there.
Oh wow.
But what we bring to the table is different. It's almost like like MLB, there's a farm system, right? It's like there's AAA and then there's single A, whatever. It's almost like we're playing a completely different game than them, a completely different field. We're in a different stadium than some of those other franchises, and I don't want to like bash other franchises, but what we do is so different. And
talk a little bit about that. In what ways?
Yeah, well, I don't want to give away too many of my secrets, but
Come on now.
we do some things that kind of set apart the support that you receive at That One Painter. I am a little biased because I work on the franchise support team as well. Like I'm a franchise coach.
Okay.
And so, but the support that you get from Resi it's pretty incredible. You know, the marketing's all in-house. The appointment center is in-house. We do coats to cover, which is like a unheard of thing. Normally everyone charges either one coats or two coats. We're going to do coats to cover, meaning we're going to paint your walls until there's the proper coverage and proper sheen. And then like we have a 3-year warranty, which is more than what most franchises offer. And so, like I said, just completely different playing field.
Right. The focus seems to really be on the client and on the person you're serving. So
yeah, I mean, our motto is we're going to be your best house guest ever, right? Like I don't enter someone's house with shoes on. Like just little stuff like that. We provide kitchen cabinet bumpers after we paint the kitchen cabinet, like little bitty stuff that sets us apart. But then when you add a bunch of little stuff together, right, it becomes big things. Yeah. And so I think that's what Resi has done a really great job of, is figuring out all of those little things to make it a really massive project that sets us apart.
Well, I think that speaks volumes that you're a franchise owner with them. You're a franchisee, but also you're a part of That One Painter development team. Yep. Like you do both. And most franchise developers, a lot of people I know in that sales role, they aren't also a franchise owner. So I think it speaks volumes that you do both, because it kind of it proves just by action that how deeply you believe in this.
Oh yeah.
And so I think that's pretty cool. It's pretty rare, I think. But talk to me about.
Go ahead.
What's that?
I said I'm neck deep in Resi. If there's ever a believer in Resibrands, it's this guy.
That's awesome, man.
There is no backup plan. It's Resi.
It's so good. So good. Tell me then about, since you've been a franchisee, you've been doing this now 3 years, correct, with That One Painter, and just continuing to grow. So
it's been 2 years.
How do you?
I want to correct 2 years. Okay. 2 years.
How do you? How does Hunter measure success? Go for it.
Yeah, a couple different ways, really. Obviously, there's those KPIs, right? What's your close rate? How much revenue you're doing? Things like that. But really, success, when it boils down to me, is family life. Like how are my kids doing? My oldest kid, who's 7, her name is Fallon. She just accepted the Lord, and I got to baptize her at our church, and like stuff like that. Wow. That's like, being a franchise owner has allowed me to dive into my kid's life more so than whenever I was a school teacher. And so like when I leave here, I'm gonna bring my daughter to gymnastics, and my son is going camping with his grandparents, and I get to see him off and do all this stuff. Man, it's a blast. I get to have more lunches with my wife whenever we worked at the same school district. It's incredible. And so how I measure success right now is obviously to boil down the answer, obviously revenue, close rates, average job size, things like that matter. But really, that's just one side of the scale for me. When the other side of the scale is I'm getting to watch my babies grow up, and I'm getting to be an involved dad. And I'm getting to have conversations with my daughter about the Lord, and like baptizing her and all of these cool things.
Priceless.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And being a franchise owner and building a team has allowed me to do that. Like this is the middle of the workday, and I'm sitting at my kitchen table having a conversation with you. I'm not out grinding looking for the next dollar, or I'm not teaching an Algebra 1 lesson at high school geometry. I'm here doing what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah, because right now it's the end of the day for teachers, and toward the end of the school year, you've been there, you've felt that exhaustion and burnout, and just can't wait to get to the end, and you don't have that.
I remember the day I decided I was quitting. I looked up at my whiteboard, and there was a countdown, like 57 days until summer, or 57 school days until summer, and I was like, "What the heck, Hunter, dude? If you're counting down the days until summer freaking break, you gotta do something else. Like, this is not fair. One, to the kids you're teaching, to the kids, which I put a whole lot more effort into coaching basketball than I did teaching geometry. Let me just put that out there. Yeah. But if I'm counting down the days, something had to change. And so for my family and for me, I remember going to therapy and being depressed and just being sad and just not being who the Lord made me to be.
Yeah. That's so
and
good.
now every day I feel alive. Every approval that one of my guys gets, I feel like flipping a table. You know, it just never gets old. I'm like, yes, we did it. You know, like flip a table out of excitement. And so I'm just a completely different human now. And my wife has said that. My parents have said that. Now I got my dad begging me for a job. He's like, get me out of this 9 to 5. And I'm like, well,
look at that. Influencing your parents too. How cool is that? That's great.
Invest some money. We'll buy another one and you can run it. But
there you go.
He ain't pulled the trigger yet. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, let him know if let me know if he needs a consultant or something.
Absolutely.
Fit. So that's so good, man. I love hearing you talk about your family and how this opportunity has gifted you many opportunities to just be present with your family, invest in your family as a top priority. Because really, that's what it's all about. Like, our life is not about building the biggest franchise, but building the biggest franchise can greatly impact the rest of our life in so many good ways. And so even outside of some of those things you've mentioned, are there other ways in which franchising has affected or impacted your family's lives? How has it changed your guys' lives?
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm kind of just more at home. Like, I'm more focused, and that's been great. It's been really fun to see my kids walk around with my business cards. Like, they're little salespeople now. Like, Milo he's my only son. He's my middle kid. He runs around with my business cards. And like, I don't know how many business cards his teachers have with my face on them. But if they go to someone else for a paint job, something has gone wrong, because they probably have 50 cards. He just keeps taking my cards to school. Like, hey, you need a paint job. They're like they'll walk around and look at houses and be like, Dad, that house is faded. We need to go talk to those people. You know? And so it's been fun. It's been fun. And they've got to see that growth as well. You know, they know Dad is the biggest painter in East Texas, or the most reviewed painter in East Texas. And so it's kind of given them a sense of pride, like about who they are and who their dad is as well. And so that's been super cool to see them got to like look up to me in that avenue. But yeah, I mean, that's other than just more time with them, that's kind of the answer that I have is just, you know, it's kind of altered their way of thinking a little bit.
Yeah. What does the future hold for you now? What's next? Like, what are some of the dreams and goals that you have set? You know, are there revenue goals set for the future? And what are those? What outside of that too? What are some of the dreams and goals you have?
Yeah. So funny you should say empire earlier, because if you ask anyone on our team right now, they will tell you that our goal, mine and Dylan's goal, is to build a home services empire. And so we don't know what brands that hold. We don't know what that looks like, but what we do know, and what we're speaking into truth, is that we will reach $10 million in revenue, and we'll have salespeople whose lives are changed by the way we pay and the amount of revenue that they can do themselves. And so our goal is simple. We're going to build what's next is simple. Sorry. We're going to build a home services empire. Our salespeople and our team is going to make crazy good money doing it and take care of themselves and their family. And then we're going to grow to $10 million in revenue.
Yeah. I like that goal setting, an actual metric that you can measure in place. And that's such a key part too, as a business owner. Or maybe you've never done that. If you're maybe someone on here and you used to teach special ed and you're like, I've never been a business owner. Some of those things that you'll learn along the way are so crucial in helping you find success. You know, you have to define it first to know if you've achieved it. So
yeah, and that's the beauty of franchising, right? Is like there's a system in place. I don't have to go out and create anything. It's there and it works. Like, it would be really dumb for me to fix something that ain't broke. Like Steven and Alan have built something really good, and they've put processes in, and they're constantly growing those processes, almost to a frustrating part where they're like, all right, we're going to change it this way. And I'm like, whoa, hold on. I just got used to this way. But they've already tested it on their locations. They know it's going to work. And so really, if you're looking to start a business and be an entrepreneur and you don't really know where to go, franchising is the natural way to go. The systems are there. The success is there. You have support teams. You have coaches. Like, it's a no-brainer that you should just step right into franchising, but especially if you're a system person. You know, if you like systems, this is the way to go. Whenever I have people come and visit me and ride along, I always ask them, like, they'll come from all over the United States to ride in East Texas, in little old Tyler, Texas. And I'll ask them, hey, what did you learn today? And the favorite thing that I've ever been told was by our franchise owner out of College Station and Northwest Arkansas that she owns 2 of them. And my favorite thing was, Hunter, you don't do anything special. You just follow the system. And I was like, thank you, Miss Jennifer.
Yep.
That's all you have to do. Like, and so that was
so
literally, that's literally like my biggest compliment. Like, oh, Hunter, you're a great sales guy, or, oh, you're so good with customers, or you're obsessed with customer service. Like, all of those things come from following the system and just being a good human. And so that was probably my favorite compliment I ever received, was from Miss Jennifer. So shout out College Station and hook 'em horns.
Wow.
Even though
She just dropped the mic there with that one. That's so good. That's a great commercial just for all franchising in general. Like, the ones that are quality brands, like, they have a proven system that is set in place. So, you know, and I may know how you would answer this, but maybe not. I want to leave it up to you. You've been doing this a couple of years, and you've generated over 3 million year after year plus. You're at 3 territories now. You just got into Garage Up. I think the real question is how.
Dude,
what's the key? How do you do this?
You have a good team. And that's something I struggled with for a long time, is I didn't want to hire a team. I wanted to do it all myself, you know, and because I didn't trust people. I didn't trust someone with my baby, right? Like I didn't want them to take my leads and take my clients and all the people that I've built. But you have to hire well, and you have to trust the team to go for it. And then have a great support system. And then honestly, like, this might be bad advice. I don't think it is, because it's worked for me, but you just got to freaking go for it. Like, I don't think, like, we're not called as humans to be like timid and fearful and be like, you know, what's going on. I think it's Will Smith who says at the point of maximum fear is the point of like maximum glee or something. I don't know. Talking about a skydiving trip.
I like that you quoted both the Bible and then Will Smith.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm a man of culture, Jared. I like both sides of that. You know, so like you just like, we're not but we're not called to be fearful. We're called to do stuff. Yeah, and and we're called to do hard stuff. Things aren't easy. Like I was talking to Dylan earlier today, and like, we've been through some crap, man. Like there's days where we're like, we've done 3 million in revenue. How do we make payroll? And we're like, all right, let's have a follow-up day. Like, we're going to hit the pipeline, and we're going to make payroll that way, or whatever it may be. Like we've been through some stuff together, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows and woohoo, let's just make all this money. Like, it's a grind. Right. And if you don't have that grit and you're not willing to follow the system, then that's what it is. So I guess that's my how. Have a little bit of grit, follow the system, and don't be timid. Like, there's no sense in being fearful.
Can you tell us a little bit more? Can you dive a little bit more into some of those major pain points for you as a franchisee? Because the truth is, like, yes, I do believe firmly franchising can really unlock the future for people's lives, but it's not all sunshine and rainbows. So share with us a few, if you would, some of the major pain points you've experienced along the way.
Dude, cash flow in a business is single-handedly the most important thing ever. Like, when I start looking at my P&Ls and I'm like, I made all this money, and then I look at my bank account, I'm like, what the heck? This does not add up. Yeah, what's going on here? And what is happening? And so learning how to like go with those swings, right? Like, there's going to be ups and there's going to be downs, and really the pain point of that, of being like, telling your wife, hey, we're done this month. No more spending. We're eating buttered pasta and beans. I don't care. Like, we've got to do something to make it through. And of course, that was early stages, right? Right. Where we're still building and things like that. And so, but it's definitely there. It's not all just, you know, let's all make a ton of money and be happy together. That's not real life. Real life is, there's going to be some struggle, and there's going to be grit that you have to get through it. Adversity is good. One of my favorite videos is Jocko talking about, he's like, what do you do when something goes bad? And he's like, just say good. Like, I said it today. It's a mindset thing. One of my painters kind of left me hanging today, and I was going to lose a job if I didn't go over there and pressure wash it. So I spent all morning as a $3 million plus revenue owner pressure washing someone's house. And I was happy to be out there, because I have it in my brain now that if something goes wrong, good, it's going to make us better. Let's fix it. And so I got to go out there, talk with the client, nail down colors. He was pumped up. He was like, you're the owner and you're pressure washing? I was like, yeah, I know. Long day, bud. But we're here. Like, might as well do it. And so some pain points is just that cash flow. Your employees are not always great. I've hired some really dumb people. And a lot of times it's because I see vision and my business partner sees vision for them that they don't see for themselves. And so that's been tough.
Wow.
But yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And the beauty of that too, is when you hit those roadblocks and hurdles, which they will come, you are in a system that can offer support along the way. That's what the beauty of franchising too, is that you're not out here all alone. You know, you have a support system that you can rely on or turn to, whether it's, you know, tangibly or whether it's just something more like seeking advice or whatever it might be. So I'm sure it's been. Do you want to speak into anything about Resibrands at all? I know we've kind of mentioned them from a high level view, but share a little bit about what is Resibrands.
Yeah, so it's just a holding company for all of their brands. So Garage Up, That One Painter, Pinks, and many more coming. And what I like about Resi is the support. If you're a franchisee, you have a coach. I am a franchisee coach, and I have a coach. Right, I have Miss Julie who helps me out, and for a while it was Steven and Alan, and then they just got freaking swamped. And so, there's support teams. We have a 31,000 square foot office in the middle of Austin, Texas. It's a massive operation up there. And so the support, I want to say we have more support staff than any other painting franchise in the country, which is important because we're also the fastest growing painting franchise in the country. And so there's going to be growing pains, right? We're still fixing things. There's a franchise advisory committee, which no surprise, I'm on that as well. So franchisees who are mad about something, they can call me. I have Steven Zier, who's the CEO, and then we jump on a meeting and we fix it. Yeah. And so I think that's what I love most about Resi is they know that people aren't perfect, and they know that they're not perfect, and they're always willing to work and grow and be better. Yeah,
that's so good. If you could go back and do anything different, would you? What would that be?
I wouldn't.
No.
And a lot of people always will say they would, but I believe the mistakes that I've made and the mistakes that other people made make me who I am. Like let's say whenever it's like this, whenever my wife and I were getting together, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, tell me about your ex-boyfriend, blah, blah, blah. I don't really get mad about stuff like that because they helped made her who she is. Like they helped make her into my wife and what's great about her. And sometimes what's frustrating about her, but I love her, and I love her because of those things and who she is. And so I feel like I've kind of just been chiseled. I still feel like I'm being chiseled. I feel like every time I talk to Steven, he's chiseling something out of me. He's nice to everybody. Sometimes he's mean.
If it's not the Lord doing the work, then it's Steven, huh?
Yeah, exactly. And so just constantly growing. And so if I was to go back, I wouldn't change anything because it's made me who I am. And I think that's really important.
Love that, dude. Hunter, seriously, we're a little over. I want to respect our audience's time too, and your time as well, because that's one of the most valuable resources we have, right? But before we wrap up, you mentioned Garage Up. I know we've talked a lot about that one painter because that's been your experience for the most part. But do you want to share a little bit about Garage Up? And actually, before you do, I have for you listeners right now as well, don't go anywhere too. I have a short video you can actually visualize what Garage Up is and a little bit about it. But tell us a little bit about, from your perspective, Hunter, about Garage Up.
Garage Up, it's pretty niche, but I love it. It's all things garage: epoxy floors, garage doors, overhead storage, high-end cabinetry, lighting. I like it because the conversion rate on it is really high. Your close rate, because people call you and they want it. It's not like, well, I guess that epoxy floor would be cool. It's like they seen it, they touched it, they want it. And so it's like shooting fish in a barrel. You just go in there and try not to screw up. So I love Garage Up. We have someone here that runs it. We're kind of in like a soft launch right now, but we have a couple sales under our belts. And so we're excited to kind of grow that.
Sweet. That's exciting, dude. So, and I'm going to show that video before we do, Hunter. Seriously, thank you so much for your time today, brother, and just your insight, your vulnerability, and sharing some of your story. And just, it's really exciting for me, to the potential for those listening now or even at a later date, how your story could impact and influence their future. And you may never know it, but some of these people watching right now, maybe you're next That One Painter or another franchise that got into this because they've
Yep.
seen your journey, your story, and how it's impacted and affected them. And
Yeah.
so, man, seriously, genuinely, thank you for that. I appreciate
Jared,
it.
it's been an honor to even be considered to be on this call with you. So I appreciate you, and I'm thankful to be here. And obviously, if anyone needs anything, feel free to reach out. I'm available.
That's so good. Thanks, brother. Guys, if you're listening to this, you're like, man, I want to get started. I want that story. I want that experience. I want both the success. I want to go through the hardships and learn. I want to change my family's lives. I want to provide something better. Then you can literally get started today. Just right now, I'm going to drop in the link as we're showing this video. I'm going to drop in the link in the comment section, a link that will be your starting place. Is go there, get started today. We can have a conversation later on after that or tomorrow and kind of start beginning this journey of finding you the right franchise fit. And very well could be that one painter. And so if you want to get started, you want to learn more, do that today. If you're like, man, I love that one painter, I want to do that one specifically, go find your emojis and find the little paint artist guy and drop that in the comments as well. And we'll have a conversation about that one painter and Garage Up as well. I couldn't find an emoji with garages, so there's that one. But yeah, let's get started today. Until then, guys, I'll see you sporadically next week here and there. But after that, then we'll be regularly back on these weekly live streams. But don't go anywhere. I want you to see Garage Up. Until then, we'll see y'all later.
Is your total renovation expert company. We do everything from garage doors to epoxy floors to anything that you can imagine. We love the garage. We're proud here at Garage Up to stake our flag right into the garage and say, hey, we're bringing back beauty, aesthetic design to what is a very neglected space. And we love being the brand ambassadors and get to tell that story and deliver transformative work for customers all across America. Garage Up is the first ever of its kind. We have 16 unique revenue streams that create multi-million-dollar potential in any market across America. The growth projections for each of these industries is massive, but when you combine them all together, it's even larger. So how did Garage Up get started? It was started by Stephen Montgomery, the co-founder, and myself, Alan Alarcon. Through our research and development, we were able to discover that there really was no sophisticated strategy to claiming the garage as a whole and becoming a true renovation expert in the garage. And so if you're looking to not just buy a cool brand or a cool concept, but you want to be partnered with people who are extremely invested in your personal growth, in your personal development, and your personal success, then you should look at Garage Up and Resibrand. So Resibrand is our support network for Garage Up. This means that we get to bring best-in-class marketing, best-in-class appointment center, best-in-class mentors like John Maxwell and others that we have lined up, all to Garage Up because of the power of Resibrand. We win when you win, and that's the support network we've built here at Resibrand. We're ready to go fast and go far together. So if you're looking for your next investment, I would strongly encourage you to look at Garage Up. We have all of the training, so no experience is even necessary, and we have all these amazing support channels. So even the things about the business that make you nervous, we have people along the way to help you through those challenges, and we're very excited about the growth of Garage Up, and we would love for you to be a part of it. Garage Up, upgrade the garages in your community, upgrade your life.